Hey, Tony Gaskins here, coming to you live and direct right from the heart. Now, I want you to remember when I'm doing these videos, I'm always shooting these in one take. There's no possible way I could shoot these in multiple takes because I'm talking sometimes 20, 30, 50, 60 minutes. So please understand that. Now, I keep getting the question. I thought I already did a video on this, but I guess when you come, you may not get to see all of the videos because it may just serve up the latest. But I have over 200 videos on YouTube, so if you think you've been keeping up, you actually behind, because I know you ain't watch all 250 or whatever on here. But I keep getting this question about what is a good man. What is a good man? And that definition is subjective because it depends on you, how you define a good man. And so each person is different, but I want to go through this and help you understand as a man what I see as a good man, because I'm a man. It's some ladies, they keep getting mad with me when I say that it's impossible for a woman to know everything about a man. That's common sense. Okay, don't get mad, scratch your booty, and get glad, like my daddy used to tell me. It's common sense to know that a man cannot understand and know everything about a woman. We have different mindsets. So I need you to understand that. Now, when you think about a good man, I'm a Christian man. So even my view will be a certain view that not everybody can relate to. A lady told me, Tony, I like your video till you start talking about God, or till you start talking about the Holy Bible. I'm like, well, sister, you on the wrong channel altogether, because I can't. There is no me without the Holy Bible. And to be honest with you, that's how I became a good man, and that's what I see as a good man. A man who has morals, a man who has values, a man who has standards. Now you have to look at this, and this is what you have to understand. When a man becomes a man, he stops making excuses for himself. He stops making excuses for himself. When a man becomes a man, he stops blaming others. So there was a time in my life that I wanted to blame the government. I wanted to blame white America. I wanted to blame my mother or my father or my college football coach for my failures and for the state of life that I was living in. I wanted to blame others. But guess what? When you become a man, you stop blaming others, and regardless of how bad they hurt you, and you accept full responsibility for your life in the present. So if you're dealing with a man, or you know a man, and he's still crying and complaining and blaming everything and everybody outside of him, he has not become a real man, a good man. Those two words will be interchangeable in this: real man, good man. So understand that. Now, what you realize is you have to look at a man's actions. So see, a good man will make sure that his actions will set him up for a better future. So what I mean by this is, a good man is not gambling. Now, when I say gambling, I'm talking about spending rent money, mortgage money, spending bill money to go to the casino. I'm not talking about somebody, getting $1 scratch offs, spending $20 on the slot machine. Now, me being a Christian, I don't believe in gambling personally, but again, not everybody is of my belief system. So, but when a man he's gambling like that, that's not a good man. A lot of times a woman may look at, oh, that's just a man thing. That's just what men do, playing poker all night, spending thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions gambling. No, that's irresponsible, because you just flushing that money down the toilet. Now understand this: a good man is not going to be doing things that are deliberately cutting his life short. So drinking like a fish, getting drunk. So if you have a man who drinks every day in a way to the point of inebriation. I'm not just discussing one beer, but when he's having 3 and 4 and 5 drinks to where his speech is slurred or his judgment is altered, then that is not a good man. Although he may pay all the bills, that's not a good man, because he is cutting his life expectancy short and he's setting himself up. He's killing his brain cells. He's messing up his liver or his kidney, whichever one that's affecting. So think about that. If you have a man who smokes, he is killing himself. So this smoking is directly related to lung cancer, throat cancer. Life is cut short. So a good man thinks about his wife and his children, and he wants to prolong life instead of shorten his life, because he wants to be there for his family as long as possible. Now see how I'm going through those little things right there in what a man does with his life. Understand this. A good man, when we look at just, habits, anything else that I'm leaving out, ask yourself, and this is what this man has to ask himself. If you're a woman watching this is what a woman has to ask about this man. If this man does this every day, will it help him or hurt him? If the answer is that it will hurt him, then he needs to cut it out. So a good man is a responsible man who makes responsible choices. Now understand this, a good man is not a perfect man. So he may make a mistake or he may do something that's irresponsible every now and then, but he does not make a habit of it. That's the key. Do not equate a good man with a perfect man. Now, that's just personal habits. We're talking about personal habits. Now, when you get onto the other side of this, of in his sexual life, a good man is, if he's single, a good man is sleeping with no women. If he is single, he's sleeping with no women, just point blank, period. Or if he gets into a relationship, he's with one woman. Now, of course, I don't want to put all my beliefs on everybody, but I believe that you should not be in fornication, which is sex outside of marriage. But I understand, because I failed at that. So I can't be judging people. Instead, I will advise you and recommend that you abstain. I made it by through grace, but my grace may not be your grace. You may be the lesson. So if you want to sleep around and be loose bootied, then guess what? You might come up with a gift that keeps on giving. And so a good man comes to the place in his life. Now, this right here may shrink the pool of good men down greatly. And you have to ask yourself, how many of these men have you met who, if they're single, they are abstaining from sex, or if they're in a relationship, they are in a monogamous relationship. If they're not married, then they are in a monogamous relationship of sin. If they are married, then they are still in a monogamous relationship minus adultery. So think about this. There's no adultery. So a good man is not giving his body away. See, a good man will not be trying to force you into the bed. That means he does not have self-control. If you continuously turn him down and he continuously is pressuring you, that means he does not have respect for you. When a man cannot respect your voice and your wishes, then that is a reflection of him. Because if he can't respect you, that's because he has no self-respect, and therefore, if you ignore that, you will be putting your life into the hands of an irresponsible man. So now let's go beyond this. A good man is not still on the hunt in places that do not produce good women. So what I mean by this man is not, a good man is not going to the club every weekend, because a man in the club is like a butcher in a meat shop. He looking to cut something. And what I mean by that, and I told y'all this before, unless a man can dance like Chris Brown, he should not be in the club unless he's working there, and that is paying his bills. He's the club promoter, which he need to phase out of that at a certain age too, or he's security, or he's working the bartender. A good man, a real man, eventually gonna phase out of that club because there's so much temptation, and he putting himself in temptation, in front of temptation, for no good reason. It's different if you in front of temptation and you doing the Lord's work, you living your purpose, but you just in front of temptation for some money. You cannot build a healthy and productive lifestyle with your wife and for your children when your life revolves around you being up 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, Thursday through Sunday, in a club, in a meat market, looking for around all these booties. That's just not productive. Now, if you still have a man that still want to go out to the club, and when I say club, I'm talking about regular club, and I'm talking about strip club, that is not a good man. And when I say not a good man, I don't mean he is a bad man. What I'm saying, he's not a mature man. That's also interchangeable in here. Good, mature, real. Because, boy, y'all love to argue semantics. Oh, well, my man go to the club and he is a good man. Just going to the club does not mean he is not a good man. We're talking about a mature man, okay? Let me tell you, a man is not in the club, regular or strip. Listen to me. That is too much temptation for him to win that battle over and over and over and over. Eventually, he's going to see a woman that he's going to lose the battle to. Trust me when I tell you, I'm a man. Now, outside of this, in this here life, sexual life, a good man, a real man, a mature man, we'll use all three, they're interchangeable in this video, is not into nasty movies, okay? You know the P word. A good man is not watching the nasty movies on his laptop, on his phone. He's not watching that. The reason why he's not watching that is because that is lust. And that is inducing and creating more lust. Remember what I told you. Lust is not something that you can quench like thirst. When you give into lust, you are feeding it and it gets stronger and stronger. So if you have a man who is addicted to the nasty movies, you need to pack your things and run. Listen to me, because you have a deviated, mentally challenged man. And what I mean by this is he is feeding the part of his brain that will slowly but surely destroy him. Listen to what I'm telling you. So me personally, I understand this because I've been around these kind of men. And they get very savagery, they get very nasty, and they got things in the closet. I played on a football team with 94 other men. I know this. And these boys used to sit in a room together and watch nasty movies on a 13-inch TV. Now you know you nasty when you got a room full of musty men watching a nasty movie on a 13-inch TV. I walked in the room because, see, I used to be with me a woman, okay? And I walk into these boys' room and they literally sitting there, 5, 6, 7, 8 men, watching a nasty movie on a 13-inch. And I used to have to take my binoculars in there to try to see the screen. But it just was so nasty to me. I'm like, what is y'all doing? What are you doing? But that's the deviation in the man's brain. If your man has that issue, he needs to get some help. Because once you start feeding that, it becomes an addiction because of the activation of the brain that it's creating. So I want you to understand this. Now that's in his personal life. This is in his personal life. Another sign of a good man is this man is in submission to a higher power. This in his personal life. I have not even got into how he treats his woman. He is in submission to a higher power. Now, I'm not trying to argue. Like we used to say growing up, arg. All you do is want to arg. I'm not trying to argue with Muslims, Islamics, because that's who else is on my page. And they want to argue about one God and all of this. I'm not trying to get into all of that with you today, especially in these comments. But a good man is in submission to a higher power, to God. For me, it is Jesus Christ. It's Jesus Christ. It's the Lord on high, the Almighty. And the reason why this is so important. Now, and yes, I'm telling you that an atheist is not a mature man, because he believes that he is the highest form of being on this earth. And that is a dangerous man. When he does not feel he has to answer to anyone, he believes he created himself and he evolved from some kind of monkey or something. Or he believes a spontaneous combustion happened in the universe and then he showed up. With all the intricacies and all the details of the human body, the way it grows, the way it heals itself, the way it deals with sickness and infirmity in the body, he believes that there is no creator. Now, to me, that is a mental issue. I hate to tell you, but as a man with a man's brain, if I did not believe in a God, I would believe that I have a mental issue, because I look at the complexities of the human body and everything, how we are formed, how formed in a woman's womb, how she carries us, how we grow, how we exit her body, how we grow in our body, and the way our body develops and forms and grows. That is too complex for there not to be a supreme being. And I cannot define that supreme being. I cannot put that supreme being in a box. And the problem with a lot of men who are conceited in their own wisdom, which is basically ignorant, is they are trying. See, an immature man he does not believe in God because it does not make sense to him. So what that means is that man has no faith. And a man who has no faith is a dangerous man, because if you have to see it in order to believe it, you won't realize your full potential as a man, as a husband, or as a father. Faith is very necessary to the fulfillment of the human experience. So understand what I'm telling you. If you're dealing with a man who has no faith and he does not believe in God to the point that he has surrendered to the laws and the teachings of God, that's a dangerous man, because he answers to no one. And if a man does not answer to God, how do you expect him to answer to you? And when I mean by answer to you, I mean give you the things you need to be given and treat you the way you need to be treated, not just in your person, not just in front of you. So there's a lot of women come and say, well, my man is a husband. My husband is an atheist and he's an amazing man. Yeah, that's what you think. But if a man does not believe there's an almighty watching him 24 hours a day when he's not with you, what you think he is doing? Where do you think he's getting the power to suppress his sexual desires? Nowhere. Nowhere. You hear me? So if a man is not in submission to a higher power, he is left to himself, and that is a dangerous man. I do not care what and one of these atheists have to say. I will tell him to his face, you are in denial, you arrogant, you ignorant, and you dangerous. You slap crazy. Get from around me. I would hit him with a bottle of olive oil. You hear me? Because I'm a man. I understand as a man the bestiality of men. I done seen men do some very vile and foul things. If a man don't know God, I do not want to know that man. Get from round me. Get from round me. I cannot trust you, man. Woo! I'm out of there. You hear me? As a man, and I'm strong enough to defend myself in several different ways. And so, if me as a man don't want to be around a man that has no submission to a higher power, I don't recommend a woman being around that man either. You hear me? Listen to what I'm trying to tell you now. So, a real man will have a belief system that is rooted and grounded in faith and in submission to a higher power. This is what it's been how the atheist community up in arms. Oh my God, you believe in fairy tales. I cannot believe you believe in fairy tales. You are so stupid. But the good book tells you, God said, my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. What God is saying right there is, you gonna die before you fully understand me, because I'm the beginning and the end. I'm the everlasting. I'm the almighty. My creation cannot wrap its mind around its creator. That's like this computer in front of me, which is an Apple computer, being able to wrap its mind around Steve Jobs and Wozniak, its creators. It can't do it. The creators created it, so the creators can destroy it in one stroke. They can program it and deprogram it. They can code it and decode it because they created it. And the only power is that it has is what man codes it to have. And so that's what you have to understand about being the creation. That's what a man has to understand, and women too, about being the creation, is that you won't be able to fully wrap your head around your creator. And that's why faith is required. That is why faith is required. Now that's a whole nother sermon, whole nother message. I ain't gonna get all the way into that. So this is a man on his own. This is a good man on his own. Now when it comes into a relationship, all the rest of this you would think would be common sense. You would think it would be common sense, but it is not. It is not. I hate to tell you, it is not. Okay? So listen to me. If you have a man, listen to me here now. Listen to me here now. I might have to go a little long on this one because I'm trying to, this the eighth wonder of the world. If you have a man, okay, and this man is leading you on, he is off and on. He in your life, he out of your life. He with you for a period of time, he leave you. He comes back. That is not a good man. Okay, I don't care how good of a time y'all have in the bedroom. I don't care how many laughs you've shared. I don't care how many trips you've gone on. I don't care how many gifts he's made you, bought you. If you are off and on with this man, and when I say off and on, I mean y'all done broke up 3 times or more. That is not a good man. That is not your man. Understand that. Okay, a good man is going to have a plan, and he's going to be making forward progress in his own life, but also in y'all's life together. So a good man is not going to date you forever. And when I say forever, I mean 2, 3, 4, 5 years. A good man is going to come in your life and he's going to date you, meaning be with you. First, he's going to date you, right? Around the 3-month mark, between 3 months and 6 months, a good man is going to ask you to be his girlfriend, to be exclusive with him, okay? And then between 6 months and 18 months, a good man is going to ask you to marry him, okay? And then between 12 months and 24 months, meaning y'all been together 12 months total. I'm not talking about from the point he asked you. If he asked you at 18 months, by 24 months, y'all gonna be married. If he asked you to marry him at 18 months, by 24 months, y'all gonna be married. That is a good man. That is a good man. That is a real man. That is a mature man. Now, the reason why I believe a good man will wait at least 12 months, a mature man. Understand this, just because I'm saying a good man does not mean I'm saying he's a bad man. He just might not be a mature man. So the reason why a man will wait at least 12 months, meaning that he's been with you a total of 12 months. Y'all could have had a little falling out, little breakup in between there. And that was one time. It's not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. But the reason why is because a good man does his due diligence. A mature man, good man, real man, ready man, he wants to see that you are who you say you are, because he knows a woman can play a role too. So he needs this 12 months to be with you, to see you go through all of the ranges of emotions. He needs to see how you are when you're happy, how you are when you're sad, how you are when you're mad, how you are when you're grieving, when you're depressed, when you're angry. He needs to see how you handle these things, how you handle your finances, how you treat your body. He needs to see that you taking a shower every day was not just for him in the first 3 to 6 months, and that you don't go 3, 4 days without showering and have a rotten fish. He needs to see that you're going to be washing your face and taking care of your nails, and that you're going to be treating yourself like a lady. So he will take 12 months. A mature man, ready man, real man will take at least 12 months of knowing you total. On average. Now, there are exceptions to the rule where a good man may know what he knows. 6-month mark, he marries you. Okay, cool, get it. Okay, here go a cookie. Congratulations, you know somebody that did that and they still married 20, 30 years later. Congratulations, okay? We talking about the majority. We're not talking about the exception to the rule. Comment warriors. So now this good man, he gonna take this, but see, a good man respects your time. So he's not going to string you out, still dating you 36 months, 48 months, 60 months. He's going to marry you so that you can have a peace of mind, have some security, knowing that he is in this thing for the long haul, and y'all can move forward. Now understand this. When it comes to the way he treats you, a good man, a real man, a mature man is not going to ask you to cut off your good friends. He's not going to ask you to cut off your good friends and your family members. He's not going to isolate you from your friends and your family members. See, a man isolates you so that he can annihilate you. So when you are dealing with a man who is taking you from your good friends, your friends who are doing you no harm, these friends are not trying to get you drunk, get you high, get you in trouble, give you bad advice. These are good friends. These are good people. Friends and family members, we'll put them in the same boat. A good man will not isolate you from your friends and your family, because he understands that you need more love than what he can give. He understands that you need more connections than just a connection with him. He understands you need different types of conversation, different types of relationships outside of him. So yes, he wants to be there and be your best friend and be all of these things, but he also understands that he cannot put you in a prison of love, so to speak. It wouldn't be a prison of love, it's actually a prison of hate, but he would be calling it love. A good man will not do that. I understand that because I used to do that as a grown boy. The reason why a man isolates you from your friends and your family members is so that they cannot hear your screams. If you are not answering their calls and you're not calling them, you will then feel guilty when he is abusing you. You will feel guilty running to them because you gave them your butt to kiss. So that is why this man, forgive me if I said a good man, that is why this immature, no good man isolates you from your friends and family, so that when he flips the script and he starts to abuse you, you have no one to turn to. Now, here's the other thing. A good man will not try to control you. He will not try to control your finances. He will not try to control your social life, telling you that you can't have girls' nights out. He will not try to control the way you dress. He will give you honest feedback. He will be real with you. Now, do I look fat in this dress? That is not a question even a good man can answer. I will be honest with you. My wife has hit me with that a few times and I almost choked on my tongue. Because no, she didn't look fat in the dress. Of course not. But it may not have been the most flattering thing she's put on. So I will admit, even a good man cannot be 100% truthful because he loves you and he cares for you and he knows and he understands a woman's feelings. And if he says to you, and y'all ask that question as if you really, really want to hear, yeah, actually you do look kind of whale-ish in that dress, if I may be honest. Like you actually want to hear that. Or him saying, just slightly. Like you really want to hear that. And I know my wife has asked me questions like that. And I'm like, come on now. This woman, when I'm dating this woman, if I make any kind of joke around, body, she just be in her feelings for hours, and she really gonna ask me this question? I have an option to be honest. So what I try to do is kind of hesitate on the answer. I mean, it look good. I mean, it just, I don't know. Like, is that the right color that you want to wear? Like, we going, out to the movies. I mean, is that the color you want to wear? I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, I'm cool with it. I mean, you look good to me in a garbage bag, girl. So it's whatever. So just that little hesitation, her knowing me, she's like, whatever. You don't like it. I do look this. I do look that. You don't like I'm taking it off, and she'll take it off. But even right then, guess what? Even with me trying to answer it the right way, she still get an attitude about it. So, ladies, for one, stop asking that question. Just look in the mirror and trust what the mirror telling you, and stop asking the man that question. So, understand this. A good man will not try to control you, how you dress, where you go, what you doing. I'm shooting this video right now. My wife went to the mall to get her eyebrows done. They do the Anastasia brows or somebody brows in Nordstrom. And then she called me. She said, you good? I said, yeah, I'm good. She said, I'm about to go to Apple, get this, look at the new iPhone 11 Pro. We late. We be late on stuff. I still ain't got to get my 11 Pro. Y'all know y'all been trying to help me get it. And y'all done helped me get it. I just ain't made it to the store yet. And so she out doing that. Now, let me tell you, a no good man, and y'all done experienced this, but you have written it off as, oh, that's just men. A no good man, he like, oh, you still at the mall? So what is this? I'm just supposed to be sitting here waiting on you all day? So you just gonna be at the mall all day? So, man, listen here, man. You probably with another man. You probably with your little boyfriend, and you done stepped in the bathroom or went to your car to call me. You probably with your little boyfriend. What you in there talking to dudes, ain't you? So you trying to tell me you in there with that outfit on, ain't nobody tried to holler at you? Man, come on, man. What I look like? I look stupid. I look like I was born yesterday. And you sitting there and it's really getting to you. No, I'm not talking to anybody. No, what are you talking about? Oh my goodness. I can't even call you without you starting a fight. Like, what is this? Oh my goodness. I'm so tired of this. And then oh, you tired of me? Oh, you tired of me? All right, bet. All right, bet. All right, we'll see if I'm here when you get back. And then next thing you know, you crying, you leaving where you at, you rushing home, because now you want to see if he there. He done ruin your day. He done throw your day off. You come home, his musty butt on the couch. You walk in with an attitude. What you got an attitude for? You been going all day, you just gonna come back with an attitude? And now you sitting there and you confused like, I know this man ain't acting like he ain't the reason that I'm mad. So that's what a no good man does. He plays mind games. He pushes your buttons. He manipulates you. He throws your day off. He throws your mood off so that all you have to rely on is him. You can't have a good time without him. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing without him catching an attitude to ruin your experience. I'm articulating this so well, and you are identifying this with this so well because I have been that man and you have been in that relationship. Understand that. So know this: a good man, a real man, is confident. So when I became a real man, my energy shifted, and this was all a result of me surrendering to God, me finding confidence in myself because I started to believe in God and trust God and walk with God and live by the teachings of the Holy Bible. It boosted my self-confidence, my self-love, and my self-worth, because I began to understand how precious of a creation I am by the Lord, that I am his greatest work. So that gave me a confidence so that when I'm dealing with my wife, I'm like, yeah, baby, go ahead. Go out with your friend. Hey, go out with your friend. Baby, you need to have every week you need to have a girls' night. Man, go and do that. Have some good time. Now, when I was a no good man, I was trying to block stuff like that in a relationship. Why you always hanging with them? They probably be telling you all kind of stuff. All right, now keep hanging with your stupid friend. Keep hanging with your single friend. You gonna be single with them. All right, now keep hanging with her. She ain't even happy with her husband. You gonna be divorced just like she done been divorced. All right, keep hanging with her now. And so that's what a no good man does. Try to ruin your relationships. But when a good man, he can be like, hey, go out with your friend. Go out with your friend. One time I told my wife to book a whole trip with her sisters. Go to old Cancun, Go to old Cancun. Stay over there 3 nights. You and your sister have a good time. Now, they didn't end up going. Schedules and stuff like that end up getting in the way. But I'm still trying to set that up for my wife to do a girls trip every year. Because that's rejuvenating. She could talk to them about stuff that she cannot talk to me about. She could talk to me about it, but I really do not care about it. But I have to act like I care about learning about the new makeup and the new lipstick and this new clothes and this new outfit and how she put this outfit together. That stuff does not, and I'm just being honest with you as a man, it does not really, it's not really my thing. But guess what? When you become a good man, you make it your thing. You start to like what she likes. You want to hear what she wants to talk about. And I'm still growing in that area. So that's why I tell y'all, a good man is not a perfect man. That's why I want you to understand it. So this man, he's going to encourage you to have a life outside of him. He's going to encourage you to have friends. He's going to encourage you to spend time with your family. He's going to encourage you to get out and do things. Now, for y'all bitter women who still bitter, still dealing with bitterness, and you so bitter that you let the bitterness come out in the comment section. Oh, he might be telling you to go out with your friends so he could be at home cheating on you in the DM with another woman. No, we talking about a good man here, a mature man. So this is what I want you to understand. A immature man, a no good man. Now, oh Lord, this about to get too deep. Y'all not gonna be able to put this together. Oh my goodness. All right, try to hear me on this, okay? Understand this. Sometimes faithfulness can look like cheating. Sometimes cheating can look like faithfulness. That's why you have to understand the whole package. So let me make this plain. You got a man over here who gambles or who smokes weed or who gets drunk or who still goes to the club. Then you got a man over here who is responsible, making good choices, his health, his wealth, his everything. He's making good choices, all right? This man over here who is doing all these adverse things, these maladaptive behaviors, he may tell you, hey, go out, have a good time with your girls. Man, go on somewhere, have a good time. Hey, go to Cancun for 3 nights. But guess what? He gets high, he gets drunk, he clubs, he does, he has these maladaptive behaviors that he's still exhibiting. Now you got this other man over here who makes good choices, solid choices, and he says, hey, go out with your friends, go out with your Cancun. Guess what? Them two men are telling you to have a life outside of them for 2 totally different reasons. So some of y'all sitting here patting yourself on the back. Oh, girl, I got a good man. So the guy said my man gonna be sending me out to go on girls' nights and girls' trips. And girl, let me tell you, and that's exactly what he be doing. He be telling me to go out. Hey, go out with your girl. Go out. But guess what? Your man is not a mature man. Your man still smoking weed. Your man still gets drunk. Your man still into the nasty movies. So your man sending you out so he can have some time to do the nasty, to do his thing, to do what he want to do. So don't be patting yourself on the back with the other woman who got a mature man who's not making bad choices and telling her to have a life outside of him. That's 2 different things. And this is what I mean when I say when I say the fruit may look similar, but the root can be totally different. And we ain't talking about literal trees, but the fruit may look similar. Hey, go out, have a life outside of me. But the root may be totally different. So that's why I say all of this got to go together. All of this have to go together. And what I need you to understand is I'm a relationship scientist because I'm studying this stuff every day, all day. So all of this is not going to make sense to you. Some things you just going to have to trust me on because this is what I do. So while you at work, working for somebody or working for yourself in an industry that has nothing to do with love and relationships, I'm working all day on love and relationships. So some things you just gonna have to listen to this 3-4 times for you to understand it, and you just gonna have to trust me on it if what you've been doing on your own has not worked out to date. So now understand this. With the way a man treats you, he's going to want to see you happy, whole, and flourishing. So what that means is your dreams are his dreams. Hey, I ain't gonna talk longer than an hour now. Your dreams are his dreams. So my wife, she works in our company. She works in our companies. Let me change that. She works in our companies. I have, I think 11 companies. I might have 13 now, but I just kind of stopped counting them. But I start these companies. Okay, she got companies too, and that I done started because I'm an entrepreneur. And so she works in our companies. You know why? Because I have not met anyone smarter than my wife and more efficient and effective than my wife and who works harder than my wife. So why am I going to pay somebody else $50,000 to $200,000 a year when I could pay my wife, when we could pay my wife $50,000 to $200,000 a year to work from home? And so from the age of 20, my wife has not worked. She in her mid-30s now. She has not worked outside of our businesses. Now, guess what? This is what I want you to understand about a good man. When you become a good man, when I was a no good man, I didn't want her to work, but it was for other reasons. In the first 2 years of marriage, I'm 23 years old. I'm still immature. So I ain't want her to work for other reasons, and that was so that she would have to be dependent upon me. See, again, understand the fruit and the root. So you might have one man telling you, no, you ain't got to work, don't work. Another man telling you, no, you ain't got to work, don't work. You ain't got to go work for nobody else. But one man telling you not to work so that you are dependent on him and he has complete control over you. The other man telling you you don't have to work so that you can do what you want to do and live life. And so every now and then, my wife go through this little phase. And it'd probably be 5 minutes. It might be a day. She'll go through this little phase. I don't know. She might not. My wife also knows that I'm very transparent, that I work for the Lord. So some of y'all be like, oh, your wife don't want you telling that. Don't tell her that. Listen here, we've been married 13 years. She understands that I'm doing the work of the Lord. And in order for me to do that, I got to be transparent and real. I can't try to make look like we all perfect and ain't never did nothing wrong if I'm trying to help somebody else. So understand that I'm not one of them guys that try to paint this perfect picture for you. Every now and then, my wife go through this phase. I don't know if I should have went to med school and become a doctor. That's the path I was on. She have a master's in medical sciences. So then I immediately say, baby, go to med school. Take that CAT that you got to take, the MCAT or LCAT, or take that again. Take that test again. She like, to take it, I probably got to take new classes. I say, okay, well, apply back to school. Get back in school. Take the science classes you need to retake. Take your MCAT, apply to med school. Wherever you get accepted, that's where we going. So if you only could get in Meharry in Tennessee, or if you got to go to Dominican Republic, like some of the people this island, that island, I could work from anywhere. Now when I say that, then she go, well, no, it probably won't work because it just take too long, and then I finish, and then I got to be working 60 hours a week. I got to be working overnight. I can't take off. I got to work a certain amount of time. So then she realized she would then have to give up being at every recital, every performance, every game, every soccer game. My oldest son, been playing soccer for 8-9 years. She's only missed one game or no games. I think she missed a scrimmage. That's it. She takes pride in that. She does not miss anything. But God blessed us so that she could have that type of life and she could be that active. My son has straight A's, no A minuses. I understand that he has an unfair advantage because he has a mother who can give him everything, all of the time and attention and homework and study that she can, because she's not drained by a horrible boss. She might not do work in our business for a whole day, 2 days in the midst of stuff going fast. And that's because she's focusing on the kids and other stuff. And I'm cool with that. I understand. She'll catch up to the emails when she gets to it. So understand this. One man could have you home so that you could be a slave, a house slave. A good man will want you to do what you want to do. So when I became a good man, my perspective changed, and I want my wife to be happy. I want her to do what she want to do. This is another thing I want you to understand about a good man. A good man will not be keeping score. This right here is tough now. This is tough now, because this is tough even for me. Is a good man will always want to cater to you. Will always want to cater to you. Will always want you to be happy. Will always want to speak your love language. He will always be thinking and trying to speak your love language. When I told y'all about the love calendar that I did for my wife, they say run Cherie bath water on Monday, massage Cherie feet on Tuesday, write Cherie a poem on Wednesday, for nothing gift on Thursday, date night on Friday. When I did that was to serve. So even today, I take massage her temples, massage her head. Last night, I'm massaging her arms, massaging her head. Because when you become a good man, you want to serve. Now, here's the thing. It's human nature. It is human nature when you getting served to kick your feet up. When you go get your manicure, pedicure, you're not in there folding laundry with one hand while you got the other hand up there getting manicured. No, you kick your feet up and you get served. So that's the thing about this that I want women to be mindful of. If you got a good man, This man not cheating on you. This man not beating on you. This man not yelling at you. This man not cursing you out. This man is catering to you. Think about what you can do to reciprocate. And when we was young, I had done so much damage, like I had been so rude and nasty, that when I started serving my wife, she kicked her feet up. And I went to, oh Lord, nah, you got me doing all this work. You let me around here working like an old slave. I'm working like an old house slave, and you just got your feet up. So I went to get in my head, and I went to teeter-tottering between immature man, good man, immature man, good man. Because in my head, I'm like, man, can you cook a darn meal? Like, can you do something for me? Cook a meal. Like, come on now. Drop that thing like it's hot in the bedroom. I done did all this. So me and my wife had some heated conversation early on. But then I had to realize that I had already been so rude and nasty, just being condescending, not cheating and abusive, but just not being a good guy for the first 2 years of just doing just enough to get by. That when I became a good man at 25 years old and really started to serve, I would have to serve for a period of time to allow her heart to heal and for her to get her fill, for her to get filled up. Because for a while, as a woman, if you've been through a lot, you may be like, okay, thank you. Ooh, I need this. And it's washing you, it's renewing you. But you can't get stuck there. You got to start thinking about how you can reciprocate. And I had to talk to my wife about this, and I had to be real when I said, baby, look, you know what I mean? I could buy myself anything I want to buy. If I want a Lamborghini, I could go get a Lamborghini. If I want a Rolls Royce Wraith, I could get a Wraith. Any amount of clothes, any amount of shoes, God has blessed us, put us in a position. I could buy anything I want to buy on this earth. So I'm not worried about, I don't need gifts. So you love gifts as a woman. That's your love language. You love gifts. I'm going to serve you in that way. Beyonce Ivy Park came out yesterday. I got on there and tried to grab everything I could grab. I only ended up with a track jacket. Everything else fell out the cart. But every day I'm on there buying my wife something because gifts is her love language. Even if it's a t-shirt, she just loves it. I don't know why, but she just loves it. And so I'm always buying her something. And she got everything in her closet. Everything. If I sold her closet, it'll be a lot that I have that I could put in the stock market. But it means something to her. Purses, her first Gucci purse I bought years ago. It's $800. She won't get that thing away. It's sentimental value. But what I tell her is, baby, listen, I don't need any gifts, okay? Rub my head, massage my back, cook me a meal. My love language is acts of service. Cook me something to eat. You hear me? I do not need you to go buy me a new pair of shoes. I could do that for me. But I can't get the right angle to massage my own head. I cannot go in there and cook like you could cook. I could try to cook, burn down the house. So understand this. A good man, his mission and his motive is to serve his woman. Happy wife, happy life. So let's put all this together. Let me bring this here on home. A good man is not just thinking about himself. He's thinking about his woman. And what he wants to do for his woman is he wants to give this woman security and peace of mind. Security and peace of mind. So if this man is in the club and cheating and lying and manipulating and spending all the money gambling and on drugs, he is not inducing a mindset of peace and security. He is causing stress and worry. That is not a good man. So if you with a man, or if you've been with a man, or you gonna be with a man, and this man causing you more stress than anything, then guess what? That's not a good man. But at the same time, you gotta be willing to recognize when you have a good man and make sure that you are reciprocating as a woman. So this good man, he wants to serve you. He wants to cater to you. He wants to give you peace and prosperity. But understand this. He also wants to receive reciprocation. He also wants to know that you are trying to find out what he wants and needs as well. And that you're trying to also serve him. So my wife, she'll see I'm working hard, and I'll be in here and I'll just be sitting here, and she'll bring me my favorite, fried egg, turkey bacon on some butter, toast bread. Boy, I can eat that every day. She'll bring me that favorite. Bring me some bottles of water. I got all these different bottles. You see all this water. I got this juice. I told her I need a detox. She went and bought me all these things of juice that I could do a detox. And I drank 8 of these bottles of water. She'll just keep bringing me the water. She's serving me because she know how I'm serving her. She know even me working is to serve her and to serve our family. And a good man will get out of his comfort zone for you. So he'll be uncomfortable. I went skydiving for my wife. I went skydiving. You hear me? You jumping out the plane 14,000 feet. I will never do it again, but she put it on our 8th anniversary of one of the 8 adventures that we were going to do. And I did that solely to show her I love her. It is a lot of men. I know a lot of men stuck in their ways, and they will, no, absolutely. Girl, you crazy. I ain't jumping out no plane. Girl, if you don't get out my face, man, what the world I look like? What you think this is? Oh my goodness. Man, if you don't put the car in reverse and get out of here, I'm not jumping out no plane. And that's what he'll do. Guess what? I felt all of that. You hear me? I felt all of that. But my wife is adventurous. She was smiling up there. And they got a thing on the plane, inside the plane, that say, listen to me. Do not be passing gas in here. It called it flatulence. And I asked my wife, I was like, what is flatulence? And she said, that's passing gas. I said, oh, oops. I was up there ready to go because you start to get a lot of air in your stomach. And I just went numb. And I said, okay, I'm finna do it. And this man gonna get me, and this man gonna flip out the plane. I died and I came back to life. But I did that for my wife. I have outgrown roller coasters. When I was young, I ain't like roller coasters. Guess what? My wife liked roller coasters. We vacationed in Europe for 6 weeks. Do you hear me? After 2 weeks, I was ready to come home. I was ready to come home. Because for one, I could not speak the language over there. People looking at me like I'm crazy. I barely could speak English. And now I'm somewhere they don't even speak English. We stand in the heart of Italy. Them people looking at me like I'm crazy because we could not communicate. I was ready to come home. We went to 8 countries and 20 cities, 6 weeks in Europe. We had 8 big bags that I got to be throwing up and off a train because you got to take train from some places. These big old heavy bags. I was so bothered some of these days because these bags were so heavy. My wife had packed like we was moving to Europe. But guess what? I suck it up. I tried to be the best I could be. And I was happy. And at the end of the 6 weeks, I was like, baby, thank you. Thank you. That changed my life. That was the best experience I had. Now, when I looked at that bank account, okay, and what it cost for them 6 weeks, I'm not even going to talk about that. And I had to go back to work. You hear me? But I did that for my wife. So I want you to understand, a good man is going to sacrifice. He's going to get out of his comfort zone. And he's going to be focused on serving you. When you tell him this is what I like or this is what I need, he's going to meet you there. He's going to do that. Even if he didn't know that before, that's what he's going to do. And so that's what I want you to understand. A good man is the man, he's the head of the household. So what I mean by this, the head of the household is not a dictator. You lead in love. You lead with service. Head of the household do not mean you're a dictator and you're a tyrant. And that's where a lot of women got confused too. And so a lot of women laying on their back and serving this man like a slave, and you being treated more like a concubine or a handmaid than like a queen. And you got to understand that you don't have a good man if you feeling like a handmaid or a concubine. You got an immature grown boy. Hey, this Tony, guys. I'm finna beat my time limit. I told you I'm not going to try to go a whole hour. God bless you. Make sure you click the link in the description to join the channel, to join as the member of the Blessed Tribe. And also do me a favor, go book you a session for coaching on my mentor. And let me know when you do it. Send me a comment or what coach that you hired. This is Tony Gaston. We'll talk soon.